Seriously? The Dex Furis skin exists. Why would you make the Verv Furis skin a thing? Confused me for a second there, because pretty sure that's not supposed to be available still. Neither's that. And now I'm looking at this. Where exactly is the domestic drone? Oh, there it is. Okay, whatever. The ephemera is still available, as is. The best part of this by far has to be the fact that you can get Loki with the Loki Verv skin, that is a Loki frame and a Warframe slot with the skin. The ephemera just kind of icing on top of the cake. The Redeemer is probably the best, but really? Why would they make the Verv Furis skin when the Dex is better? Either way, it's now claimed. Then a quick relog later, and the first thing that should pop up is a message that says your Prime Gaming bundle has been processed and is now in your inventory. Also, what does this say? There's a stream on, it starts in 10 minutes. There you go. That's how you can date when this was. Also, that should, in theory, make it the 60,000, so we get the second leak, which isn't really a leak, it's more of a teaser. But if we go to here and we go all the way to the top and scroll down until we see the same weapon 8 times, 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8. That's because obviously that's from the first year, and it's the celebratory weapon every single time, because the first thing I have to know is, will they fit on here? Because the reason I say that the Dex Furis looks nicer is because look at it. It just generally looks like a nicer skin. That's why I never bothered picking up the forest camo skin, because yes, it goes on here and looks pretty nice, but that looks nicer. It's also why they're not on here. But the biggest thing, more than anything, I know people are going to want to see is, well, that fits, and you can see it's still the Dex Furis. So does this. Oh, okay. Yes, definitely. That actually looks pretty nice. The problem is, that's not how this weapon is supposed to look. But this answers the first question. It goes on to the Dex Furis. The other problem, well, if we actually search for, first off it starts with an R, the Furis, and we go to this, we already know it goes, the Verv skin goes onto the Furis, because, well, I don't have 2 of them, I have 1. So this skin actually comes as the dual wielding one and as the single one, because it gave you a free single one, which is obviously way worse than the dual wielding one, but is better than the Mark 1, because the Mark 1, 13 damage. This, well, it's the same as the dual wielding, but obviously quicker reload, which still to this day makes no sense to me. It should be longer, but yeah, dual wielding way better. But the Dex Furis has the crit chance and the status and is generally better, even though it technically has a worse total damage. That one still gets me to this day as well, but you gotta remember it's based on that weapon and it's worse. But everything about it is better, which kind of makes it much better. But it does come with a Furis itself, and the skin, if you can ever find it in there, does go on the single Furis as well. It is meant for the single Furis. Hence, I started this with the dual wielding ones before anybody asked. They do look really nice. The little video that they released shows them. The reason I'm guessing the Loki Verv skin here wasn't the same colour as it's supposed to be with the ephemera is to keep eyes kind of concentrated on the weapons themselves. That is not a mastery test, and that looks absolutely amazing when you spin them around. And I do wish they would date these things as to when they are going to end, because I cannot find anything that says when the ephemera is going to end, sadly. But what gets me is even the offering, the pictures and the video that was just shown all shows the dual wielding one, but it's called the Verv Furis, not the Verv Furis. Akfuris? However you want to pronounce it, the dual-wielding Furis. No, it all says Furis, it's holding one, you don't get the dual-wielding one from this, so I don't understand why Loki is holding both of them either. Ooh, and since I'm being kind of picky here, because that is all this is, the hyperlink on the website to claim your reward stamp card here, well, you've got to be logged in to be able to see that, the hyperlink doesn't work. Yep, they definitely fixed that ephemera because it definitely looked weirder beforehand. But, hey, everybody is going to be concentrating on the dual wielding version of this, so I put it away and just went for the single one. Because it matches the skin very well. I still prefer the look of it on the Dex Furis than anything else. I had to start there because my biggest question was why would they do this when the Dex Furis exists? But there is no getting round the fact that, no, yeah, with this existing, why would they add it to the Furis? They went for such a good melee weapon and such a bad secondary weapon, which kind of lays out the question of, well, if they went for a good melee weapon and an acceptable secondary weapon, because the dual wielding version is fine, the Dex is much better, the skin does look pretty nice and does match the whole Loki vibe pretty well. Waiting for a Verv Sentinel skin, I can see that coming soon because we're kind of at a point where it's got to be a primary next. Because it just has to. Which one it's going to be, I don't know. And then that kind of leaves the Sentinel, because you have to remember this is a year-long campaign, which means there's November, December, January, February, and March yet to go. So there's still 5 more packs, and I'm really hoping that December's is going to be absolutely amazing. But with that, I think we'll leave this off here. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.